Hello. Good morning. We have contact. Hello. Good morning. It's like 6:30. If for me, I know. Um Usually I wake up at 7:30, but for some reason my little brain woke up at around 5. So, me fixing my sleeping schedule is really going great. It's not. Anyways, oh, this is like what the third time I'm trying to do this stream, and for some reason, there is always there's always some sort of scuff. If it's not like if it's not my stupid little brain, it's external factors. There's time. Third time's the charm. Yeah. Hopefully, right now. I could finally finish talking about. Though to be honest, I will if I want to. Let me turn it again. I will still talk about this, but in some sense, I will just for once in one stream, even for an hour. I just need to talk about this. It means so much to me. Anyways, but yeah, if it's not me, it's external factors like my electricity. And if it's not my electricity, it's my fucking internet. It's great. It's just great. This week was just really great. So great, in fact, that, yeah. So great, in fact, I have I don't know what the fuck is going on. But yeah, I was supposed to be like much more later than this time stream, but I decided to like I just decided to do it right now since awake early. Just do it, so that I also have more time doing some off stuff. Because since the schedule for this week will be up, but I think most of the time slots that will be like to be determined right now is I'll be back in uni, and I'm dreading it again. uh, I just hope I just don't like an early schedule. But, so, but yeah, anywho, god, I love to. Anywho, we're gonna give time for my favorite book of all time. Though I haven't been reading books for a very long for years now. I know. I mean, except for fanfics, but we don't talk about that. Well, except for those things, but like actual like novels and stuff, I haven't been touching any stuff in my bookshelf, nor have bought new books, which is kind of sad, since I don't have time to browse them. But anyways, during my time in I don't know, like what high school, in my junior, what book series are we gonna talk about? Oh yeah. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show it later. Hold on. So when I was in high school, of course, as one does, we have this like class period every Monday called recreational reading period. So basically, they force us to read in an hour before lunch. So yeah, I've read a couple of books. I read like all day, and also I was very encouraged by one of my friends to read stuff, especially when they showed me a store where they sell very cheap books. Like yes, they're like secondhand books, but they are very cheap, and I got like classic stuff there, and I'm really into it. And sometimes, like, um, from time to time, I visit that place, but I don't have time anymore. I kind of miss going there. But anyways, so I not this is my favorite book. I've oh yeah, it is because it really really shaped my tiny little brain to who I am. I guess I kind of follow all my philosophies in life. I kind of follow it, not to a T, but I think without this book, I wouldn't think the same way. My brain won't like function the way it functions right now, or like my mindset rather, not my brain. But yeah, so here it is. This is a very old book. This is a very old book. I know it's very very old. 100 years, and it's simple. It's just Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. It's not a book series. Oddly enough, as much as like I am an avid reader, I haven't actually read like classic, like the newer classic books. Not because I'm pretentious. I'm that pretentious or a hipster or something. I mean, to some degree, I am. I think, but I just I don't have the chance to read like Percy Jackson and all that stuff. Like I know them, but I never really had a chance to read them. Nor sometimes, though I'm not that interested in the first place. Anyways, so this book is what I've read when I was in high school, and it is really really close to my heart. That to the point that I think my friend gave me a bookmark with the quote from this thing. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Jane Eyre and how this book really changed the brain my altered my brain chemistry uh in the long run, and I still love the way that it, and I never told that I've picked this book. You know, oh, it's so familiar. I think it's quite popular, but yeah, not all I guess know about this like current stuff. No, but yeah, I think like there are some, even though I haven't currently I've never read or even seen it. Yeah, it's not that like uh, per se. If you're into like period classics and stuff, I think you kind of know. You'll probably know or have seen. You've seen it stuff, but it's definitely this book is definitely is like one of the classic literature. You read. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to to do a summary of it. To do a summary of it, and I'm gonna give a bit of my thoughts as it is. This is me without any notes. This is funny because in the first stream for this was like, oh, I did some like, I did some like research, quote unquote research by just watching the the thing, but this one is like it's already stored in my memory for years, and I rewatched like one of the film adaptations for this, and just to jog my memory a little bit. But if you're gonna ask me, what's this what happens in this book, I could definitely um tell it to you, which I am gonna do it right now. So I guess, can you, spoiler alert? You know, I guess spoiler alert for this book. Like, if you want to read it, if you're curious about it, then you could. But yeah, I'm still gonna like slight spoilers because of course I'm not gonna give things away. Even though I think that like there are certain tropes that has been like followed by modern media from, I guess, if you come from this, that came from this book, or but yeah. So Jane Eyre is a is basically a quote unquote autobiography of a girl named Jane Eyre, of course, of the titular of the title of the book. It's about her life, and she's an orphan who is in her like early life. We follow her in her early life around 10 years old, where she is mistreated by her aunt and her cousins who took care of her um, when her parents died. And then she was sent to Lowood School, in which she found her best friend Helen Burns. But then she lost her best friend during those times because of typhoid fever. And during those and then like 8 years afterwards, while continuing her education in that boarding school, um, she um, she she was a teacher, and then she got hired as a governess in this place called Thornfield Hall. And in the Thornfield Hall, she has her she has her student Adele Varens Varons. I don't know French. I don't know French. Anyways, and it's the Thornfield Hall is kind of a creepy mansion. No one really lives there except for like the housekeeper, Mrs. Fairfax, and the owner, Mr. Edward Fairfax Rochester. Is you can know you don't always find him there living in Thornfield Hall. He's usually somewhere out of the country doing whatever. I know, you're doing whatever. But when he returned, some stuff goes down. Like, for example, someone set his bed on fire, or like certain an unexpected guest of his got bitten. What the fuck was that accent? Got bitten by a certain entity that is living amongst them, and no one really knows about that certain entity, nor like Mr. Rochester. I think knows what it is, but he doesn't disclose it to Jane. So basically, there's like some spooky stuff happened in that mansion, but no one really knows what it really is. So yeah, there's some also romance elements to it, in which, of course, our MC Jane falls in love with Rochester, and mind you, and just a forewarning, of course, there's like some kind of icky age gap between them, you know. But we have to turn a blind eye for this is written around like 1800s. But we move because the thing is with Jane, despite being this orphan girl, this heavily probably traumatized and all that stuff, she is very very headstrong, and very she's a very strong girl, and that's something that I admire about her. Anyways, with that said, um during her stay in Thornfield Hall, there's a letter that um that was sent, addressed to her, from her mean old aunt. And that mean old aunt was dying, and she wants her to go back to her place, because she's gonna tell her something. And that, and when she returned, while while her aunt is dying, recall this, she gave them this certain letter in which address addressed to Jane from her uncle in Madeira, who is apparently she's not that much of an orphan because his her uncle basically wants him to adopt her, but um her aunt said but her aunt lied to the uncle that oh yeah she's dead because of the typhoid fever in that school. So, rip bozo, rip bozo. So there was no contact afterwards, and then that's when she found out when she's dying. So of course she's kind of pissed about it, and she just wished her to, you know, she just wished her good luck, fam. And then they just all of them waited till she dies because she's gonna die anyways. That's this is so early for me to is kind of early for me. Anyways, I don't care. So when her aunt finally passed away, she wrote back to her uncle to tell her her whereabouts, and then she returned back to Thornfield Hall, in which there are rumors that Mr. Rochester is gonna get married, and he's apparently gonna get married to a woman who was a guest during the time, before Jane left to go back to her aunt's place. It's one of one of the rich people he has connections with. Apparently he's gonna propose to one of the daughters, apparently, rumored, allegedly, and then this made Jane think of, like, oh, since he's gonna be get married to some he's gonna get married, I won't have a job anymore because he might send Adele out to a boarding school. So I might, since I'm gonna lose my job, I'm gonna tell him anyways. So okay, mind you, with Adele, she's not really a Rochester's daughter. He's more like a guardian because he basically, when Adele's mom passed away, she just entrusted her daughter to him. So just a little side note. So yeah, and so they confess, and during those times, it was. Hold on, I'm trying to remember. So like Jane, basically tried to congratulated Rochester about his supposed marriage. I was like, hey, you're gonna get married, congratulations, yada yada yada. I'm gonna leave this place since I won't be employed anymore. So yeah, so Rochester was like kind of confused. Was like, where you go? You're not going anywhere. What are you saying? It's like, I won't have a job because you're gonna get married and you're gonna send the kid I'm teaching in the boarding school. What the fuck? I can't stay here and be nothing to you. And all that. And he kind of insinuated, like, tried to like push on the notion of, like, hey, I also have feelings for you. And then yeah, all those it gets kind of intense, not really, but that, like, yeah, you're just gonna Rochester was like, I'm like also attached to you, that if you leave me, I'm gonna be heartbroken, and as for you, you'll just forget me, on the other hand, I'll be distraught. And then Jane just told him to, like, first of all, fuck you. I have feelings too, and it kind of also hurts that I'm gonna leave you, you know, because if God has given me, if God made me a little bit prettier and a lot more richer, then you won't leave me too. 'Cause- So yeah, it's kind of like their confession. It's kind of like their confession, and then yeah, and then basically, Rochester clarified, just like, hell no, I am not marrying. I'm marrying the rich girl, and the rich girl's name is Blanche Ingram, by the way. So I'm not marrying Blanche Ingram. I'm marrying you. So this confused Jane a bit, but she said yes afterwards. And it's not the end of the story yet. We're in like what, in the middle. We're in the middle of the thing. So yeah, they he proposed. She said yes, uh, but Mrs. Fairfax kind of gave Jane a warning about this whole relationship thing, which is really good. And then um, came the wedding day. Rochester was kind of rushing. There's some sort of heavy atmosphere during that time. And then, like, with those wedding ceremonies, in the wedding ceremony, there's a segment of like object of someone giving the priest giving time if someone would object this the marriage. Yeah. Basically, the dude that got bitten during got bitten in the mansion came back to interrupt and object to the wedding because because that person was actually Rochester's brother-in-law. Because for 15 years, Rochester was actually married all along. It's just that his wife is in the attic and his wife is crazy or had gone mad. So he got instead of throwing her to an asylum which treats their patients really really awfully. He took it upon himself to lock her up in the attic, and he goes into this some sort of that's why he never really stays in the mansion, because he is very guilt ridden of what happened, of like, oh, he's regretting that he married that woman because they could have deserved better, I guess. you know but at the same time, if you think about it, he should have treated her better rather than running away from his problems. But a red flag is a red flag. So yeah, with that revelation, of course, our girl was distraught. And Rochester actually begged her to stay, just to be his mistress and stuff. Because of course Jane still loves him, but the situation has changed. And despite Rochester begging for her to, she fucking ran away. She ran away from Thornfield Hall without anyone knowing. Just ran away, and um, she found her. She almost like when she ran away, all her stuff was gone while she was traveling for certain reasons. While she was traveling, she I think the carriage thingy, the driver left her without her luggage, so she was walking aimlessly in the without like any money and stuff. And when she was like at the point of death, and she even like sold some stuff just for her to survive. But luckily, while she was at the brink of death, some good Samaritans saved her. Their names, there are siblings, three of them, and they gave her a house and uh, work, some work to do, or like an occupation rather. One of them is oh wait, hold on, not that yet. And then one time, oh wait, one of them is a clergyman. Uh, he religious dude, a religious person, a religious leader, rather. Um, Basically, what named Sinjin Saint. Though for some reason, the name Saint John, then their name is Saint John Rivers, but but it's pronounced Sinjin for some. It gagged. It kind of it confused the living shit out of me when I was reading it, and then watching the film adaptation, film adaptation and stuff, and they call it Sinjin. I'm like, what? What do you mean it's what do you mean it's Sinjin, not Saint John? Anyways, some stuff British people say, it's just yo British people confuses me sometimes, but it's okay. Anyways, so yeah, Sinjin is a clergyman, and he is the one who actually gave Jane the job, and Jane was like going undercover, trying to like erase any traces of Jane Eyre, just to live a new life, and all that. So yeah, and Sinjin had this new about, um someone is trying to find Jane Eyre, and because apparently their uncle passed away, and basically bequeathed her, gave her an inheritance. So basically, Jane is rich. They're trying to find her, because she's nowhere to be found in Thornfield Hall because she ran away. So yeah, and coincidentally, they're also cousins. Sinjin and his siblings and Jane are cousins through his uncle, through their uncle who passed away. So Jane kind of like divided her wealth to each and every one of them. So they're all rich, they're all rich. She wanted to have a family and companionship. She's been alone for all her life, with like no parents, and have like shitty guardians around her, and now with like Thornfield Hall, which is now inaccessible to her in certain circumstances. Yeah, she had a new tried have a new life with her cousins, when suddenly, um, Sinjin proposed to her this thing of like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to India and I'm taking you with me, but in one condition, you won't go as a single. You won't go to just be a lady. You have to be married to me. Anyways, so basically, Sinjin offers to marry, or like tries to marry her, for the sake of like missionary and missionary and stuff, which Jane doesn't want. Yeah, he kind of did propose to her, just to go to like to take her to India and stuff, to spread religion and stuff, religion, and to spread the word of God and all. Yeah. It's not smooth. They're cousins. Oh my god. Well, basically, but Jane doesn't really want to. Like, she wants to go out of, she wants to go out of the country, but not in this condition though. So she refused his proposal, because she doesn't want to marry her cousin, and especially not she doesn't want a marriage that is not out of love. That's all relative, really. Yeah, she doesn't want to marry out of that is not out of love. So for some reason, while they were like arguing about like trying to she's trying to say no, but for some but Sinjin was trying to press her on about it. There's a certain like disembodied voice of Rochester, Mr. Rochester, like calling out to her. Yeah, yeah. I don't even know. They could have. You know what? Yeah, you're right. They could have just faked the freaking marriage, but for some reason, uh, Sinjin insisted, which is like kind of weird, man. Why? Why you really have to? You know, kind of weird. But yeah, a certain disembodied voice of Mr. Rochester was calling out to Jane. I just, well, you know what? I want to reach the level of the Lulu. That level of the Lulu of like someone, yeah, like you can hear the love of your life's voice. Sinjin saw the opportunity, yeah, and took it. Yes, yeah, he did. But our goal doesn't want any of that. I'm sorry. But yeah. So she's heard that disembodied voice for some reason that, like, I guess somewhere, somewhere in England, Rochester was trying to call out to Jane, and for some reason, it scientifically defied like whatever, how sound travels through the air, that she can fucking hear it. So this gave her like this is like that's like a sign for her to return to Thornfield to just see what's up, what's been going on, because she's like, despite trying to isolate herself or trying to um you know try to go away from like her and her past life, he's also curious and kind of bit was like kind of yearning about you know I think he wait, I think he did she did I think she did hear him, as far as I can remember. I haven't read the book for a very long time, but if I remember correctly, she did hear him. I don't know, this book has a lot of like in a weirdly fantastic elements, though it's kind of grounded in reality too. But yeah, so yeah, she returned to Thornfield Hall, but Thornfield Hall is no more because it's already burned down. Apparently, it got burned down because the I was AFK for the beginning. Have Is that a chicken? Where? Wait, what chicken? Oh, oh, at the background. Oh, well, it's morning. Hello, hello, Hexenian. Hi. Well, it's morning. Of course, the chickens will oh yeah, I think it's my neighbors. I'm sorry. Oh, it's just typical Southeast Asian noises. This is what you hear when you're in the province. Just if it's not chickens, oh good, just figure it out having a if it's not like chickens making their like going like making noises, it's dogs barking. Which, if I'm gonna choose between those, I'm choosing the chicken because at least they stop. If that's less love going to me. Jesus Christ. Oh God. I love you too. God. Oh my God. That'd be so that's a fucking oh God. I'm sorry. like in the story she did hear him, but if it's good, it's gonna be more funny if it's just like if it's like some sort of farm animal around them and she just misheard. Holy shit. Oh god. Anyways, well, anyways, she returned to Thornfield Hall, and it's burned down. Ugh. Because apparently, the mad wife in the crazy wife in the attic, finally like did what she's been trying to do all this time. That she burned down the house, the whole mansion, and everyone almost died. But Mr. Rochester was like kind of try to rescue everyone, including his wife. But unfortunately, the wife committed, jumped at the highest place of the highest peak of the fucking mansion, and then Rochester was left crippled and blind. Yeah, oh 07 for life. It's really kind of sad, like her situation and all, and all that. It's really sad, and she deserves better than what Mr. Rochester did to her. Anyways, for some reason we still like Mr. Rochester. To be honest, I don't really like her. I don't really like Mr. Rochester. I'm rooting for Jane. Like, okay, girly, you also like a red flag. All the 2D men that I love are red flags. You know what? Fair game. Yeah, she asked, not really abusive, not more like neglectful. He's he's a neglectful husband, not abusive. Well, wait, that's the same thing. Ugh, Jesus Christ. In a way, he literally just neglected his mentally ill wife. So you know, yikes. So Jane tried to wait, I just checked something. Let me guess, Toji. No. Well, at least Mr. Rochester was like money. Well, I've told you he's freaking broke. Oh, here we go. Oh my god, this is so funny. It's been like what 3 days, and I haven't escaped Jujutsu Kaisen because I caught up to I finally caught up to season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I should have been more careful. I should have not watched Jujutsu Kaisen before going to sleep because I got so sad. I swear to God, when I find that one-eyed cat, I swear to God, something bad will happen, and worse than Shibuya. Fucking hate him. I fucking hate Gege Kutami. I need financial compensation with the emotional damage he gives me. Every waking moment, I am always tormented by the shit he's done. And we're also out off the break too, the 3 week break. Finally, can't wait what he's been cooking up in the manga. Yeah, Gege Akutami. Yeah, that's his like uh icon thingy, or like a mascot thingy to represent him. It's a goofy white one-eyed cat. That's what I call him nowadays. That cruel one-eyed cat. I swear, when I catch you, when I catch that man, person, I don't know. But yeah. And anyways, enough with the pain train that is Jujutsu Kaisen. So yeah, um, Jane tries to like find Rochester, Mr. Rochester. I know. Girly is too down bad for him, but oddly enough, she could like tell him down, tell him down, because that's that's he's just that just he's just that girl, you know. Anyways, she tried to find him, and he's in this another property he has, so, like just trying to be an old, like lonely old man core. I mean, he already is, but you know, girl wants him to neglect her. She need help. But oddly enough, it's her treatment to towards Jane is far different with his first wife. Mainly because I guess with the stigma in mental health during that time, of course, and all that, and they never, in the first place, it was like an arranged marriage, and they never really, hold on, ugh. And they never really had like developed their marriage, even though it's arranged. It's kind of relationships are so complicated. Ugh, ugh. I'm checking on something. Anyways, yeah, but yeah, they're it's far too different because for some reason they just really click, even though the first time um they talk, I like the few times they talked, Rochester really asked Jane, just like, do you think that do you think that I'm handsome? And Jane just outright said no, which is really funny. She can be very blunt. It's funny. So yeah, she goes back to him, but no, but like in she goes back to him, and then like, and slowly enough they reconnected, and then yeah, she married him, and they had a kid, and for some reason one of his eyes regained sight and stuff, and they all lived happily ever after. And I know, the way I explained it is whack as hell. It's I explained it awfully, but reading this book, it's a first person perspective, so you have a first person, the first seat to how Jane Jane's mind works and her thoughts. You have like you can yeah, that is why I'm glad that you know. I'm glad that you acknowledge how whack how stupid I explained that shit. Anyways, but yeah, with this book, this is of course it's a person perspective, and you of course have you call this front seat on her thoughts, on not only like what's happening in front of her, but also what's happening in like in her society. And during those times, it's quite of a this book is like quite of a but something new, very revolutionary for like feminist literature. It's like you awakening on what romance should be, because if you need to, because if so, you need to fix that. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. No. This, not really. No. This is not my the awakening on what romance should be. Nah. Nah, I'm better than that. I might do a husbando tier list, so you'll see how fucked up how fucked up my well, how fucked up all the everyone I simp for. But that's for another stream. But yeah, this is not like my romance awakening, not at all. Most of my romance awakening is probably from fan fictions. So that's I think that's even worse. Oh god. Oh my god. How do you know? How did you know? Listen. I mean, look at him. Look at him. How can you not say no to him? How can you not say... Why? He's hot. He's hot. That he's hot. That's it. And you know, sometimes he's I'm sorry. I'm not into Jotaro, okay? I'm sorry. Nah. I don't I'm not well, we all have our own preference, but you know, Dio, you know. Mm-mm-mm. Listen, I just don't know, you know. It's just like in part there's a certain episode in part 1 just clicked in my brain, and basically part Phantom there's a certain episode in Phantom Blood that just, you know, just clicked in my silly little brain. And that's just this is Dio Brando is just the surface, you know. He's just the surface of how fucked up my shit. No, not really fucked up, but you know, once you see the my list, then you'll understand this girl has issues. Was it when he killed the dog? Because no, I admit he's awful for killing Danny, but not that. That's further a further episode. You know that time when when he finally used the stone mask and he killed the guards, the guards that was about to like jail imprison him. And he killed those people, and I'm admitting this on main. My friends know about this. Yeah, that was way after Danny. Yeah, I know. You know, though, that part at where he kind of licked off the blood for some reason. Yeah, for some reason it just I don't I no, help. Maybe I do need help. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I need God. And you know what's Italian? What's God in Italian? Dio. I need my friend to bump. I need like one of my bump. This is why I need one of my friends to supervise me, or else I or else this is what happens if you condone all my simping. Well, they do condone. Well, they do condone it, but they, you know, with a little bit of bonking, I could be mitigated, but not this time. They're probably asleep or not. I don't know. They're probably playing shit. Ah, well, yeah, probably me. Eh. But you know, there's one thing. There's probably there's some similarities of husbandos I've sim, but you know, it gets better. My preferences for husbandos gets better. For example, Nanami. No, hell no. First of all, I may be a Dio simp, but I fucking hate Endeavor. Guess who I like? And I like his son, Dabi. I like Dabi more than Endeavor. I could never. I don't care about. I don't like Endeavor at all. I like Dabi though. I hate Endeavor, but I love Dabi. I don't know. I I well, well, I, I don't. He's awful to his family. My morals towards fictional men are so skewed. As a person on redemption, and as a lover, well, I get it. As a person on redemption, yeah, yeah, I could give him that, but I still don't like him. Yeah, I don't like him. If it not were not for him, their family could have been better. Their kids would have been less traumatized. Ugh. But yeah, but my tastes in 2D men gets better. I I like Nanami. That's the greenest flag to this date. It gets better. Even though for some it's really questionable at a young age. I prefer the most murderous motherfuckers uh, of all. But but here we go. Yeah, he may be. I can fix him. I can fix him. I can fix him. He could fix me. We could fix each other. We could fix each other. Yes, yes, yes. I could. Yes, I could. If there's a will, there's a way. What do you mean? What do you mean? If I can fix a broke, can't fix. I, I could. I could. I could. I bet. I bet. I bet. I mean, it can fix whatever you've got. Well, we'll have to see through it. One thing about me is even if you tell me no, I'm gonna do it anyways. Well, not every, not most of. Yeah, he's. Well, there are more people in my life, but most of them, I guess, are very very questionable and have probably killed a person or more than that. But looking at them, it's but looking at them, I mean, you can't deny. Wait, but you can't say no to them. Listen, it's just well. Anyways, you know what? That's gonna be the next rambling. We're gonna talk about my husband does and how many glaring red flags and issues I have. Aside from playing League. Anyways, I get it. Yes. But also, okay, listen, aside from all of that, I know. You don't have to drag me so early this morning, okay? You don't have to drag me. Jesus Christ, okay, by the way, that thing with all the hair pulling thing and all of that, I am so thankful that happened. It thank you. I always thank the Lord for blessing me with eyes so that I could see that. Yeah. I know y'all just teasing me, but yeah, Hinanami's just a great guy. He cares about kids and he doesn't like as much as yeah, he cares about protecting the weak and all of that, and the way I, it's just Nanami is just that guy. He's just that guy. I just like the most greenest flag I could ever hold my I could ever see, and I'm still kind of mad. kinda, but with a little sprinkle of the Lulu, I got through it. Even though I kind of, uh, it kind of broke me so hard. Ugh. But wait, hold on. I got distracted. Where are we again? Oh yeah. So they got married and all that. So with this is not really my romantic awakening. That's uh of course my romantic awakening came from fanfic. But this one is more like the way I view life and all that. It more so kind of hammered down what I think, you know, the world of myself and the decisions I make. It's more of a self realization, I guess, or identity as a whole. Because she's just Jane as a character is just like one of your she's not like she is like other girls, she's not your MC does like very remarkable stuff. She doesn't have power in this world. She's at the start an orphan. She's alone. She's poor and all that, but she has this sense of justice in her and this deep inner place that is full of she's full of inner life, and she wants to do she has this thirst for wanting to see more. And I guess that resonated me so much because I'm that also kind of person of like wanting to do more, wanting to do I love to my detriment. It's just like this wanting to do a lot of things all at the same. You don't ask why my alarm is. Yeah, both me and her want to see the world and all it has to offer. And mind don't mind the metal pipe breaking. That's my alarm. Yeah. And also, I admire her for always standing up for herself. I'm not really a person who really that very confrontational. In fact, I'm scared of confrontations. I know. Sometimes should, but like, as alarms. Yeah, that this works. Yeah, the metal pipe does work effectively. But yeah, I'm not really a confrontational person. Like IRL, I would always try to avoid, but at the same time, I would, if needed be, if something that is really urgent, if it's needed, then sometimes I really have to force myself, you know. But I don't really like confrontations that much. It scares me. Scares me. But at the same time, if if it's necessary, then I'll do it. But that's one thing I love about her, that she is not afraid to stand up for her, which sometimes we don't really do that. you know she sees an injustice and express herself despite like her social standing, like even like for some, I guess, um there are times that I try to emulate in certain um base certain things in my I do remember this happened like what, last year. It's in my class. It's from like a minor class, but it's it's quite funny because it's also like about women, because this book is like a 19th century one of the like feminist literature. It's funny because this story is kind of a is about women. It was like about women. So it was like one class of mine that is like what personal develop, like understanding yourself on kind of that course. So we have that. Basically, this our my professor, who is a dude, kind of like um ask ask me a question of like, what is a woman? No, what is a woman? Basically, it's like he asks some of my girl classmates of the definition of a woman, though, so they gave their own answers. But for some reason, I just like to be different, because I like sticking to my truth and all that, of course, as one does. So I told him of like, I guess if you think about it, my other classmates have given him a a concrete answer, a concrete slash clear answer. Yeah, yeah, I've read a few of those. Can understand it. Yeah, it's really sad. It's hard being a woman. Well, that's is such an understatement, but here we go. But yeah, women are forced to marriages, and it's just an awful time. And I'm always thankful for the women before me to work hard in giving us you know, such privilege to to even just go to school to learn, and to be as somewhat free as you know the opposite sex. But yeah, so my professor asked, but yeah, I'm glad too. But yeah, so my professor asked me that same question of like, what to you, what is a woman? Because apparently that's Miss Universe is a it's question from Miss Universe, which is like, I do not even know if that's true, nor do I care. Anyways, so as someone who hashtag who is kind of different, I guess, I this is like my answer was very. I answered this honestly as much as I can. Is that for me, a woman is what a woman wants herself to be, and for some reason, my professor doesn't take it as an answer because it is not concrete enough. But but this thing, the thing is, I tried so hard to like to like press on that answer, because I would never stand down. I could never, for some reason nowadays, I could never stand down for like anything that is like I feel that's wrong. This is really a good thing now that I could do that. I could stand up for what I feel is right in certain times. You know, he tried to press me on to of like tried to egg me on to a certain definition of a woman, which is the answer was a mother. But in my opinion, there's not a clear answer to that question. It's because women, as just like humans, are multifaceted. Like you can have uh the dictionary definition of a woman, but at the end of the day, a woman is much more than what you put them in a box. What box you put them in, there is so much more to them. And yeah, like it's so fun. It's still kind of funny because I always laugh at like some of my batchmates or like classmates who still thinks that I yeah, same goes for everyone. You don't put everyone in a box at all, in general, not just women, everyone. Humans, there's a lot more to us than what labels we put on ourselves. And we should sometimes break away from it because it constricts us. to our full. For me, it constricts us to our full potential if we always stick to what is expected to us. I guess that's just me though. You can, I mean, if you want to go by what people expect you, then so be it. No one's stopping you. But yeah, it's something like my professor was like trying to like egg me on and trying to like corner me or something that make, just to frame me that my answer was wrong, which is I'm never wrong. No, JK, JK, JK. But in that point, in that time, there was never really a wrong answer. But I gave him an honest but also a nuanced answer, which they did not take. But yeah, am I in good terms with that professor? Not really. I never liked that professor at all. It's kind of, ugh. It's just, ugh, ugh. Kind of a, just kind of a not really Gucci kind of guy. He's a kind of a headache, especially when his class is in the morning. I don't like him. No, I don't want to meet him again. When I come back to uni, please, I beg of you. Yeah, and all those. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, yeah. If you, yeah, I also don't like the way he, um, treated me like that. It's just awful, and it's kind of funny that, some of my classmates think like I kind of humiliated myself, but um, the person who was actually humiliated was him because he acts that way to my answer. But you know, what's done is done. All one thing I know, I'm old. Yeah, one thing I know is just I'm right about it. I was right though. I was right in the end though. I don't care what he says. But yeah, this book really reinforces the way I think when like even when I was younger, when I was a wee lass, I always think that I can be so much more than just a, a girl. I guess it's some form of compensating for what I couldn't offer. I guess, which is at the young age just really really sad and really concerning. But you know what is done is done. But like I guess with the things and I expose myself to and the people I surround myself to, I guess like the feminist ideals were already in my brain. It's just that this book just solidified it and encouraged me to stick to that certain ideals and be stronger, I guess. And this certain quote that I live by, it's like it's something with me and wanting to be more, I guess, which of course is a detriment sometimes because I get overloaded with a lot of things. I get overwhelmed, but it's something that I don't like people putting like certain or like I don't like people putting words in my mouth, like if you're gonna assume like don't assume something to me because I'm not gonna assume it to you because to be honest I never really assumed anything to anyone unless you act a certain way towards me. Yeah, yeah, I think yeah that would have been the best answer. I mean I did say that I actually did say that like a that kind of like sentiment, but they never really relented for some reason. I don't know what's with that dude. But yeah. but I have this thing with, I don't like words being put in my mouth. That's like one of my biggest. I guess that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Set me off of like accusing me of something I wouldn't do or something I well I when I do this something and you would assume something from me. That's like something I really really detest. Which actually those that kind of thing actually happened in this book. So yeah, that's one thing, and it's really funny that this book actually this book I was so because I really love this book so much because of how profound it is in terms of the time it was written and how eloquent Charlotte Bronte, the author, were with her words are, and how it's really struck me as like yeah, forcing an answer out of a question might not. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, but this book really solidified something in me that I will forever cherish because this is one thing, one like quote I do live by even to this day of the thing of from this book is basically I'm gonna write it down. This is a simple, like a very simple quote. It's actually the stream title, except for the dot thing. Basically, the quote from this book goes, "I am no bird, and no net ensnares me." And I really live. That quote really resonated with me, even as back then, because I know I maybe because I really enjoy my independence that I don't like as much. I want to be free to do whatever I want and to express what I want. I think all of us want those freedoms, and even like sadly, sometimes, women are not that like despite with all the rights that was given to us that all women in before me worked hard for us to give to the future generation. There are still things that we can that we can't that we are not that free to do so, which is sad. And sometimes there are ideologies that keeps going back for some reason, which is really really scary, especially with like how accessible internet is. Some certain backwards mindset that imprisons us really has some sort of resurgence. Really really sad because especially those those I guess maybe if you don't know, but it's kind of sad sometimes when I when I see those posts of some women kind of blame feminism to I don't want to go like why did feminism exist? I should if without feminism I shouldn't be in this school struggling or working like endlessly, which this it's like pointing in they're basically pointing in the wrong direct accusing the wrong person at this point because hey, without feminism we can't have we you don't enjoy the same luxury that women back then don't have or rarely have. It's kind of sad that we blame the the this certain ideology of wanting to give women a choice to be who they are without any judgment or any repercussions of what society wants them to be. Yeah, you can't fix. Yeah, definitely, you can't fix ignorant people if they Yeah, exactly. It's kind of sad to, like those things. Like sometimes, you think that things are, are like okay now, but for some reason, they keep coming back. It's a matter of always trying to, out out like outweigh the bad. I like outweigh the ignorance with, enlightening people who are susceptible to those information. you know but yeah, it's like, with I guess without this, I not that without this specific book I won't be the same person that I am today. But yeah, it doesn't, because we'll always, yeah, you can't really avoid bad people in this world. Yeah, but I won't really say that without this book I won't be the same person that I am, or I won't think the same way as I am. But it's, for me, it's an awakening of, not romantic wise, but uh, it's a self awakening of what um what I think, I guess. Because like I know, like, a lot of people focuses more on the romantic aspects of this book, which is, despite all the red flags, and despite all the red flags, it's really good. But I take it more as what it is, which is a coming of age story. I took it like as a lesson for me of, choosing what I stand for and standing up to it, despite my standing in society and all that. Yeah. Also, like, Biff. Okay. Well, aside from like the very deep talks, I know this. Like, to be honest, this is like, nor this is what I sometimes talk about, or just ramble to my. Well, that's ramble. This is what I just ramble on, like, my friends about, like randomly. They will see in our group chat a wall of text of just me talking about either this book or whatever that comes in my head. But which is really funny sometimes, because it's just a wall of text is just talking about me, just like, blabbering about whatever. But yeah, one funny story is, fun fact about this book about me reading this is that I cried nonstop. I remember, like, I was at the almost, and I was like few chapters away from finishing this book. So this book, or a wall about why Diamando is the first. No, no. Hey, listen, I didn't say he's the perfect male. Yeah, no, no, no. The peak male the peak the one who raised my standards in men was Nanami Kento, by the way, and not Dio. Dio just just indulges my silly little brain. Well, I yeah, I no, well, I did it. No, no, I did say no. No, I did say he isn't. I didn't say he isn't. What do you mean? What do you mean? well, 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 well. Anyways, but anyways, this one time I was almost finished with this book. So I was in a classroom, and everyone is cleaning. Okay, everyone's cleaning as normal Southeast Asian student, we clean our own classrooms to the point like we really scrub the floors and all that, and even clean outside our rooms. So, do wait, just a question. Do you like people that are like from US or like EU and stuff? Do they also clean their classrooms when they were in school? Like full on cleaning? Sometimes I'm quite curious about it. You know, it's like if they also sweep their floors and all that, or even redecorate to the point. Oh, y'all, bro, what? Y'all don't clean your classrooms? Like, yeah, we do have janitors. I mean, we do have janitors too, but they do like the no like bigger cleaning stuff. But we cleaned our classrooms ourselves. Well, yeah, we did. Sometimes we bring cleaning materials like floor wax, which that's like a whole mess, by the way. Applying floor wax manually on our classroom floors is a pain, and sometimes we avoid it, which are like everyone what every one of us tries to avoid it, but it's really inevitable. We have long school days and many classes. Oh yeah, that's my situation in you. But like in my elementary to high school, that we have like one classrooms. We have one classroom, and we have to But yeah, we have one classroom with multiple teachers, so we kind of have to clean it. Yeah, but also have long ass days too. It's insane. You know what? Sometimes looking back in my high school days, it's fucked up how much I survived that place. It's like I think the amount of breakdown the amount of like emotional meltdowns I had was like two, which is oh nice. How many hours was what we this, do we have back then? Whoa, oh my god, we have like 10 hours of school in high school, and sometimes it doesn't just end in our dismissal because we have to do practices for our school projects. No, really though. How am I still? How the fuck did I survive all that? How the fuck did I survive all that? Holy shit! But yeah. Anyways, yeah. So we have the like afternoon cleaning session, and I was not. It was like I'm not assigned to that certain day, so all I did was read this thing because I was so into it. So I was so into this book so much that all I do in this past month was the thing, read the whole thing because I got so hooked on it that like whenever it's like if I have like if it's our lunchtime, I would read well my lunch and stuff and all that. Yeah, I'm a fucking nerd. Um, but yeah, all I did was read. Actually, I've read it one and a half, one and a half times. I might do a reading stream for this so that I could reread it. You know, I still have my copy, my physical copy of it. It's a pretty thick book. Don't I don't, It's a pretty thick book, and also I've been I well I read I read a lot of books though, so I don't get to revisit a lot of books that I've read because whenever I'm done with the other one, I go through another one. I go through another book. You know, there's this one time I stole slash borrowed my brother's Greek mythology book, and that's all I've read for an entire month in school, and to just pass time. And yeah, I have a lot of books, so I I think this is the only book that I've had try I tried to revisit, reread, but yeah, not anymore though, because for some reason I haven't been reading like these kinds of books. I kind of miss, but I don't have time anymore, which sucks. Ugh. So yeah, I was trying to finish this book. Okay, when everyone's cleaning, and when it's like in an emotional point of the book, I was covering my face with my hair because my hair is longer, not in this like fuck ass bob that you use, you know. I have longer hair back then, so I could hide my face to anyone who's trying to like peek at me, because during those times when because it was so I was so caught up with this book that I was crying silently, well, like in a few chairs away. My advisor and some of my classmates were talking, and it was just silently crying in the corner because of this book. So much so when I have to leave the room, I was reading outside our our classroom, and I still until like fully finished the book. I just cried through the whole thing. It's it's really great. And then when I got home, I looked through like if there's like a film adaptation and stuff, and I watched the like 2011 film, which in a way, in my opinion, it could have been longer, or they could have done it much more better to like give us more time to connect with the characters in the film adaptation. But I also in the end cried. So basically, after I after I after I finished this book, watched the 2011 adaptation, and even the 2005 BBC miniseries of it. All I did was just cry. I just lied in the dark room, listened to to the soundtrack for 2011 adaptation, and just sometimes cry. It's great. This the effect is really cathartic though, but it's great. Um, will I do it again? Absolutely. It, I don't know. It really impacted me so much, and yeah, that's that's why I that's how much I love the book, and it's such a surprise to me when I watched Anne with an E last year. Because I watched it when I was like at a very low when I was very very sad and like having a hard time. You know, I watched anime. I started watching Anne with an E, and then I looked through like first episode alone. She mentioned she mentioned Jane Eyre as her favorite book, and I was so fucking happy. It was like when I was like I had trouble sleeping, so that's why I watched Anne with an E. sometimes, sometimes I like to listen to the soundtrack and cry. It's great. Well, it's great though. Like I mean, uh, well, hey, crying. I love no. Well, sometimes I hate crying because my head hurts. But crying is really cathartic to me. It's really cathartic though. So, and also like my brain. does a lot of edits. When you listen to music and you keep doing this like very those edits in your head. Yeah. It's just those like when you have those like you make like what edits in your head, you know, those music videos in your head. That's me. And also that makes me cry. Great. It's really great. But yeah. I was so happy. Um watching Anne with an E, and all the first season like title cards are just the quotes from this book. I was so happy. And yeah, and whenever like Jane Eyre gets reference in that show, I was my I was very happy. I was very giddy about it. And also I love that show so much. I'm so like kind of pissed that I haven't watched it sooner, and to how to learn the news that there won't be any seasons. You know, there won't be any more seasons of it, and I'm like, what do you mean? It's great. Such a great show. What the fuck? It's a great fucking show. It's like I don't know. It's there's something about there's something with me about co- like coming of age period dramas. There's something that really um scratches the itch with me. No, it's just girls being girls, I guess. I really loved it. I really loved that. Like something that I grew up with. Well, not grew up grew up with. Huh? What? No, something like I read for like years ago, like kind of goes back to something right now that I really enjoyed. It is really nice. Yeah, I'm and also like I like if I have like if I guess like for if I do have in a way like someone that like a younger kid, or if I have a kid, if I had a kid, and it's a girl, I'm definitely gonna give them my copy of this book. I'm gonna make her read it because it's really just to open their eyes to to have them learn something, to interest them of this thing, is because if it's without this book, I won't be the person that I am, I guess. Because it's such a it transcends time, I guess. Even though not everyone knows about it, but I will always continue preaching about how much this book um changes me, change well changed me and made me grow, I guess. And yeah, I guess that's about it for me because I haven't had breakfast yet. This is very unhinged hours for me. You know, if I wake up at a very if I wake up in in like not so in a very early morning, my early morning activities, if I get to wake up, is kind of unhinged. Sometimes I remember, like, was it last year? Like, no, not really last year, but I think, oh, like 2022 or something. I sometimes wake up at 4:30 a.m. to just to just clean my aquarium. Because I have an aquarium outside my room, and it's really big. I clean that thing all by myself at 4:30. So or do like some weird ass chores and all that. And sometimes Apparently, if I wake up at 5:30 or something, or 5:30 a.m., I just decide to just stream oddly early. But hey, at least we're not gaming, so I'm not that, you know. But yeah, I hope you I hope you had a I hope you have a good time right now. I have to go. I have to sort myself out and see you in I don't know. I'll be busy for the rest of the week, I guess. Probably on Fridays or Saturdays because I'll be back in uni and I'll be suffering again. Hopefully, I won't. Please, I am. Please for the schedule. I am begging for my schedule to not have a 7:30 a.m. class. I I will eat a radiator pipe if that happens. I will not be very happy. And but to be honest, I'm okay with early classes. One thing I detest is evening classes. You know what? Yeah. Oh, as long as we don't have evening classes, I'm good. I maybe I'll always find a way to complain. Nowadays, I don't know. I don't know how to end this. Anyways, hope you have a good time. Hope you had a great time listening to me yapping. That's it. Listening to me rambling. Listening to me rambling about one certain thing. Sometimes I get distracted, but it's okay. I'm like a boomerang that would just like whoop, again go back to the fucking topic again. I always bounce back. But yeah, hope you had a great time. I have to go and fix myself and probably go back to sleep because I'm an eep. I'm always eepy. Anyways, goodbye. I have to go. Bye.